high was low 60s today. I was able to just give away a bunch of tomatoes and some peppers. Someone in town. So I only have one little tray left, which is great. We have done quite a bit again today. Not as much as we had originally planned, but we took it pretty easy, which was actually probably needed. But one thing that I'm really excited about was we're kind of testing out doing irrigation. Jay ran the lines for me last weekend in the Super Birdies bed. This is 27 feet long. There's 50 tomatoes in this bed. And we had extra tubing left from Johnny Seed's kit from the field garden. So he set up just a quick Y here on the post, right underneath the hose link. This is not the permanent fix, but it should help me quite a bit as we go into some much warmer weather this week. So the 3 rings I think will be enough, or the 3 rows. I'm curious what you guys would suggest here. So the outside row should get all the onions and lettuce and alyssum and things like that, and basil that I have around there, as well as the tomatoes. The center one should get most of the onions. I'm gonna go around the post here. And then this one, similar to the other side, should get the onions, alyssum, the ageratum on this side. And I've got more lettuce to plant too, and the tomatoes. So I do think I will be much better off now, not having to water by hand, and it will reduce the amount of water, which I'm really excited about. The most important thing with tomatoes is really keeping the consistent watering. Otherwise, that's when they crack and things like that. So, pretty excited about having that. The plan will be to eventually do all of these beds and have little spigots come up right in the corner of a bed so you can turn it on and off for the whole bed. So each bed, you can adjust the watering needs depending on what it is. One of the things I really like about hand watering is I can really look at the plants as I'm watering and adjust the water, or see if I need to fertilize or if there's bug issues as I'm going through here. But I'm getting to the amount that hand watering this entire garden isn't actually feasible anymore. The other thing that I was able to do is, with Jay's help, was get most of these tomatoes tied up. Turns out I have one more here on the ground to do, and these are gonna look really scraggly for probably a week or so, maybe less. So we just have them directly tied. These are mostly paste indeterminates, San Marzanos. You'll see that I've pruned the bottoms. Did that on a video about cleaning up this bed. And I do have, I'm guessing this is a Torrehina cherry. Got mixed in with this bed. And these ones I'm going to let be a little bit more wild and not prune them to the same standard as I typically do on lower and lean. This bed right here is also San Marzanos, except for this one corner. For some reason my left corners seem to be rogue tomato plants. I'm thinking this is a Rutgers, but I'm not sure yet. It could also be Mountain Magic or a Tangerine or Clementine. I get the names confused. But the rest of these San Marzanos I'm going to keep to a single strand, single vine as I work up. You're going to see some damage here. I just strung this up, and that is because of the really high winds we had, and I needed to put another clip on up here because this was all free floating and rubbing up against the rope. So now this should actually be much better. Thankfully the wind has died down, but it was pretty rough earlier. So tomatoes are making progress. I have roughly 90 something tomatoes in the ground. over here, we've got potatoes. Here's the 6-in-1 with all the brassicas. I need to cover that tomorrow. Pepper beds. And the peas, then there's more tomatoes over here. These tomatoes are more of the fun tomatoes. Ones that I've traded for. Or like this is the Valentine tomato. These are little grapes here. The peas were doing so well that I haven't taken them down yet, but I keep on saying I'm going to. So what I did instead was clean out the area where I have tomatoes. This is a Valentine cherry here. This is a clementine. That's actually a clone from one of the other plants. This one is a Hillbilly Tom. Here, I think I have the starting of the first one here. We've been making our own ranch with this dill. It's been so amazing. And this is a Torinhina cherry. And I actually did find cherries when I cut the peas back. And the next one, this is the famous Baker Creek cover. This is the black strawberry. So there's a sucker growing in the back there that I'll be able to pin up, and I'll probably actually have to use some string to tie this up to the cage once the peas go by. And this one, somewhere I missed mushroom basket, I think. Go back around here. This is a Rose de Bern here. Aha, here's the mushroom basket. So this one has a sucker on the back side as well. And this one is, oh, Sunrise Bumblebee. So I pruned the bottoms here. So I think once the peas go by, or once I finally give in and cut them at the bottom, the tomatoes will look really good here on this side. This is the east side of the cage, so it gets really early sun. Over on this side, we do have the pole beans. There's 4 or 5 different types of pole beans this year. Some of them I traded seeds for. There's also a couple pickling cukes and some watermelon, which I'm excited about. But those are all the tomatoes in the beds. Garlic is getting ready to go to bulb now. I only have a few more garlic scapes to cut tomorrow as these are making their way around. I've got all the garlic over in the field garden as well. The celery that I moved has been doing really well. I'm happy about that. I've got a lot of cayennes already. And I still need to put straw down, so we'll see how the weather is. If the wind's really high again tomorrow, I won't put the straw down yet, but I need to get these 2 center sweet potato beds filled with straw. And then I was planning on doing this long bed over the drip line with straw to try to help with cutting down water again and weeds for this bed. So I'll have to weed a little bit before I can do that, but for the most part, we're in pretty good shape. And then the grow bags over here, I need to add more straw to the tops of those as well. So still have a few more things to do tomorrow, but really excited about having some irrigation here. It is a bit of a trip line at the moment to get by on this side, so I'll have to make sure that I don't kill myself as I'm walking by. But I think overall, we're really coming together, and I'm not that far off from last year. Last year at this point, I think we were just finishing this, maybe, oh, that bed, I think. So we had all of these beds in these 4. We didn't have the long one, the super long. We had the rest of these in at that point, and we still had to finish the back ones and the tunnel going into the end of June, early July. But tomato sizes, some of our tomatoes looked bigger than the pictures from last year. You can go back to my vlogs from my weekly vlogs from then and check it out. And my onions are so much bigger. I don't know what I'm doing differently. I mean, I thought I started my onions a little late. I was really nervous about it, but they look great. Potatoes, because I started grow bags early, we actually are ahead on potatoes by quite a bit, which is fantastic. And since all of these beds were actually here this year for spring start, except for the super long, which is 4 8-in-1s put together, and the Nebraska bed on the back there, which is a 6-in-1. The rest of them were already here, so they were much easier to fill and plant and not have to wait on. So that's the Sunday night update. I think it's the 19th maybe today, 19th or 20th of June. We're here in North Central Mass. We're about 150 plus or minus frost to frost season, day season. And we're considered a Zone 5B for those who are interested. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe and let me know what you'd like me to do for the next videos. Always looking for different things to show you guys. Some things I don't even think about putting on video that I probably could. So happy to share whatever I can to help you guys garden. Thanks for watching.